Welcome to Shout It Out, a Glitterband podcast hosted by Warren Paul and Andy Chamberlain. Episode 8, Angel Face, Part 1. Our theme is courtesy of Glenn Greenhood and John Springate.
It's welcome to the Glitter Band and Angel Face.
That's Angel Face, the Glitter Band's first single and hit, played on the Top of the Pops radio show a couple of weeks after its release in March 74. The Top of the Pops radio show was produced solely for the international market and didn't go to air in the UK. Hi Andy. Now, there's quite a story behind this song. If you didn't know better, you'd think the Glitter Band were nothing more than a quick Gary Glitter cash-in. Get them into the studio, come up with a song, and get it released quickly. But was it that simple?
In a word, no. Whilst Angel Face was released in March 1974, the band first entered the studio in their own right back in September the year before. In the previous podcast, All Because of a B-Side, those recording sessions were covered by us. But as there's probably a few listeners who haven't heard that podcast, I'll give a brief recap of it. So the band went in and recorded 3 songs. These were entitled Dancing, Teenager in Love, which is a cover version, and another one that might be familiar to fans called You Wouldn't Leave Me, Would You? So these tracks were only demonstration recordings or demos. And the demos, of course, aren't meant for release. In this case, the 3 tracks were intended for the ears of producer Mike Leander to assess. And the favoured song of the band, I guess, was You Wouldn't Leave Me, Would You? And unfortunately, Mike didn't really feel that the song was quite A-side material, so he actually sent the band off again to see if they could come up with something more suitable.
A few days later, at a rehearsal in the garage in Sheffield, John Russell came up with a bare bones melody which Pete Phipps played on piano. Jerry Shepherd then made some additions to the song. The band returned to Mayfair Studios in London with Jerry sitting on the floor finishing the lyrics. This was the result, and we'll play the full version.
Sure you know just what I mean. You'll never make a beauty queen. You gotta spend your money fast. You know your looks will never last. Wear high heels and paint your face, then you'll be in the race. Shop at all the West End stores. You know that you can't get more. Gonna put you out in drag, set you down the river fast. I'm gonna take you, I'm gonna make you, I'm gonna change you
When I first discovered an early version of Angel Face existed, I was excited but expected nothing more than a similar but underproduced version of the record. Instead, I was blown away, but I can understand why there were changes made, particularly the lyrics, such as "Gonna put you out in drag, sell you down the river fast."
Yeah. It's a bit seedy, isn't it?
Well, what was the audience, 10 to 15 or something like that?
Yeah. So obviously, once Mike heard that, he had a few suggestions. First, of course, was to make the lyrics more suitable for the band's young audience, or hoped young audience. So John Russell and Jerry got to work again. One idea of John's was to add the Face of an Angel response to the chorus, and there was another change as well.
Baby face, you've got the cutest little baby face. There's not another who could take your place. Baby face, my poor heart is jumping.
So, the reason we played that is because I've always had a bit of a humour with this, really. And I was with Jerry once, and I just happened to pluck up the courage to say Angel Face based on Baby Face.
Ah,
And
that's pretty brave,
I didn't get a nasty look or anything, but he smirked. I don't know that he was, but I think he obviously understood that it sounded the same. So I'm not accusing them of doing that. Maybe it was unconscious, I don't know. But I just found it very interesting that I continue here the cycle of Babyface when I listen to the release version of Angel Face. Just for people's benefit, we'll just play a bit of the chorus of Angel Face to see what people think. They can make up their own minds.
That's a pretty nice pickup, Andy. Hey, let's have another listen to the chorus of the demo.
Down the river fast. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna change you to an angel face. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna make you. I'm gonna change you to an angel face.
Well, the difference is pretty clear there, Andy.
Yeah, it is. I like both versions, if I'm honest, except for the lyrics in the first version.
Look, I'm with you. I do like both versions. I like them. I also like the melody of the first version, but it's probably not quite as commercial as the as some might say, Babyface version, Andy. But yeah, they're both. I mean, I think the problem
I'm in trouble for that, aren't I?
I don't think so. Look, I think the problem with the first lyrics is I think we indicated before, is that for the Glitter Band's target audience, I'm sure Mike would have deemed them to be unsuitable.
Yeah, rightly so.
Angel Face was released on the 15th of March. A few days before, music magazine Disc visited the Glitter Band's management's office to have a sneak pre-listen. And a certain Gary Glitter was also there to have a taste. Quoting Gary, "The song is very much in the framework of my early songs, and it'll fill the vacuum left by me as I've progressed. I'm very pleased for the band." Now, I'm not sure whether the last sentence was genuine, but his comment about his early songs seems reasonable to me, Andy.
Well, what would he release by that point of 1974 that was so different?
Well, the single before that was "I Love You, Love Me, Love."
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it was changing a little, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a conscious decision to change it a bit. Yeah.
Disc magazine also spoke to Mike Leander.
So, quoting Disc magazine at the time, Mike Leander says, "The Glitter Band are more than good enough to be recognised as a unit in their own right. They're the gang, and Gary's the leader. He's knocked out about their success. He feels he's their guardian angel, and as though he's brought this out of them. Encourage them, especially Jerry."
Yeah, well, if music didn't work out, maybe Mike could have pursued a career in PR. Yeah. Though the Jerry comment's interesting, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there's something about Jerry, I think, that they had in mind. There's another interview a bit later on where it specifically mentions Jerry. Yeah.
We have one more quote from Mike. This is from Music Week. Music Week had a different readership to the likes of Record Mirror and Disc. It was purchased by people who worked in the music industry, record company employees, DJs, etc. And there weren't many recording studios where you couldn't find a copy. Mike is talking to his peers.
So quoting this interview with Mike from Music Week, the Glitter Band will be offering nothing different. They write their own songs and I will have a certain control over the type of material, in that I'll try to guide them. The vocal line in producing the band will have the same concept, except that Jerry Shepherd will replace Gary as lead singer. And he goes on to talk a bit about John Hudson here, which is good to see. I must just say that none of this would have been possible without John Hudson, my sound supervisor. He's my right arm. He's responsible for the actual technical tricks needed to get what I wanted in the first place. It's his skill and technical knowledge that goes into it as well.
Well, it's interesting that Mike uses the term for John Hudson, sound supervisor, because I guess that's elevating the position above the conventional sound engineer, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And it sort of makes sense because when Mike was doing Gary's records, I suppose Mike's in the studio playing and he's totally relying on on John, I should say, in terms of the recordings.
Yeah. I think a lot of the sounds you hear, he's had to come up with the ideas, of baffling the drums, etc., and getting a guitar sound maybe that they wanted, just helping with the experimentation to get the sound that they were after. So I think he deserves a lot of credit.
Well, I think obviously Mike shares your view.
Credit.
Indeed. And it's a shame that Mike was rarely interviewed. Various Glitter Band members have described Mike as the seventh and then the sixth member, so I don't think anything in that quote is a surprise, especially as the interview was conducted before the first record was even released.
Yeah. So we have sleeve notes from the Hey CD release, and this features comments from all six band members. Unfortunately, this CD is only available used and it's very expensive to buy now. But we'll quote Jerry Shepherd from that CD cover, speaking about the demo of Angel Face. And he says, John Rossell had written the basic music line to the song and asked me to write some lyrics. I sat on the studio floor scribbling them down and then just stood up and sang them into the microphone. When Mike played them back to me, I was amazed at the result, he said.
John Springate remembers that, quoting from John. Mike had changed the demo around and Jerry and John had altered the tune and the lyrics. Peter changed the drum beat and Mike asked me to uplift the bass line. For a joke, I thought I would choose a song which was a hit a few months earlier. I did, and it worked, although I'm not telling you which song I chose. Andy, I reckon John tends to play down his work at times. Irrespective of where it came from, that bass part works beautifully. And do you know what the song is that John's referring to?
Yeah, I do. He's gone on record and mentioned this previously. So he used the bass line from Crazy Horses by the Osmonds. Obviously, they may well have nicked it from a prog rock song of some sort themselves. But I think it's not the fact that he used that, it's the way he's used it within the track.
Oh, yeah.
It works really, really well. So, interestingly enough, obviously the band appeared with the Osmonds on Top of the Pops a few months later when they were promoting the follow-up to Angel Face.
They did, and do you remember in one of our earlier podcasts we did John Russell's top 5? Actually, he was asked by Record Mirror to list his top 5 of songs that were in the current chart. And he did mention that appearance, and he had some very good things to say about the Osmonds.
Yeah, I mean, there's video of that at the end and stuff with them all on stage together, isn't it? It looks like they,
There is. You see them.
together.
Yeah, you see them standing up the back.
Yeah.
Let's have another listen to Angel Face. We'll play the single version first. It's in mono. Now, if that means nothing to you, put on a set of headphones. There'll be a stereo version to follow. I'm sure you'll hear the difference.
I see your picture. What do I see? The face of an angel staring at me, staring at me. Angel face, angel, you got the cutest angel face. I see your picture. What do I see? The face of an angel staring at me, staring at me. You got the cutest angel face.
Now, I know not everyone agrees, but to my ear, stereo sounds much better. It helps bring the song to life. A bit like the difference between a black and white and a colour film. Andy, why would the single have been mixed down to mono, especially as most records of the Angel Face era seem to be in stereo?
Well, those of us that bought singles at the time, which I presume is most of us, especially on the Bell label, would know that they did have a lot of bass in the mix. Bell would get pre-release copies of their singles into the clubs and discos in order to gauge audience response. Getting people onto the dance floor was a good start. Obviously, lots of bass helped. The problem Bell found in its early days was the stereo 45s would jump or skip because of the bass. I'm sure everybody that's listening who's ever played a piece of vinyl will be well aware of that problem when the needle or the stylus would jump across the record. So apart from the discos, people were buying the early Bell records and experiencing a similar problem. And of course, there's the other issue of it's only sort of medium wave AM radio at the time.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So
Which was mono, wasn't it?
yeah. So they're preparing the singles for mass market radio broadcast and stuff like that. There's a few other things as well, but there's quite an issue really where they basically start with the stereo mix and then fold it back down to mono.
Mono records have wider grooves, and even if they have lots of bass, they rarely jump. So Bell decided to press its singles in mono. Problem solved. They got around the problem with LPs by mastering the stereo records with less bass. We only have a couple of music press reviews for Angel Face, though I think other critiques would be similar. As at the time it was generally thought the Glitter Band played on Gary's records, the general tone seems to be nothing unexpected.
So we think this first review is from Record Mirror. It's a bit faded, so bear with me. It says Glitter Band, Angel Face, Bell 1348, which is the serial number. Harvey and Peter, Jerry, Tony and John, marks 1 and 2. Their first single. Jerry sings as opposed to their usual frontman Gary. It's good solid stuff, a good lyric idea by Jerry and John Springate. Well, they got that wrong. It's repetitive with particularly plenty percussion and hand clapping. Band does well on their ballroom dates and so on. Definitely no split, by the way, just that when Gary's not around, the band still likes to play. Chart cert. And the other review is from Buckinghamshire Examiner. All that glitters isn't Gary, also the Glitter Band attempt to prove on Angel Face. Minus Gary, they offer a solid beat number with a repetitive lyric, hand-clapping tempo and a strongly featured drum. A commercial sound that should do well.
Andy, I reckon if AI existed in 1974, it could have written that second one. What do you think?
Yeah, easily.
Now, we also have some interviews. I'm sure many have seen these, but we'll pick out a few quotes. One from John Springate. It was strange at first, and we didn't know how the kids were going to react, but we needn't have worried because we created as much stir as if Gary had been with us. Andy, I reckon you could see the next question coming.
Oh, absolutely. So Pete Phipps was asked about how Gary felt about them going their own way. And Pete replies, "It was Gary who suggested it in the first place. In fact, he's really gone out of his way to help us. We've always admired him because he's been at it a long time and deserves all the success he gets.
Then there's Tony Leonard. We're a close-knit and happy outfit. We have our own thing and we're sticking to it. There's no reason, though, while we can't record, play live and still play with Gary. He's delighted with our success. And there are quite a few quotes like that. The one exception we covered in an earlier podcast, and the offender seems to have, that's a bit harsh, seems to have subsequently disappeared from the media for a few months. Maybe this particular person had to undergo some retraining, Andy?
Yeah, it's quite right. He's referring to Jerry there, folks. Jerry's just a bit more
Blunt.
And not towing necessarily the party line. So, yeah, for a while it didn't seem that he was doing any interviews.
I think in the offending interview, I think his last statement was, everywhere where Gary has travelled to promote the record by himself, it's flopped. So there. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he needs us or something.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny, but maybe not so funny for Jerry at the time, or maybe he didn't care so much.
Good old Jerry.
We've collated quite a few cover versions of Angel Face. We'll play about 30 seconds of each one. At the end of the segment, we'll give our respective top fives. Before we start, here are a few that we've ruled ineligible as their band member remakes. The first is by John Russell under the title Russell and the Gang. You'll find it on YouTube.
The next one is also on YouTube. It's the Angel Face 1989 single, which features Jerry Shepherd and Pete Phipps.
I see a picture. What do I see? The face of an angel staring at me, Angel face,
One from John Springate that can be streamed, or you can buy its host CD Gems on John's website.
You're a child of sweet 16, never made the big time scene. Always loved to stay at home, never made it on your
The next is from John Russell's 2008 CD Glitteresque, which also features Harvey Ellison on sax. This obviously isn't available now, so you'd have to search for the CD on eBay, etc., if you want to get hold of it and have a proper listen.
face of an angel, face of an angel, face of an angel, angel face, face of an angel.
This version of Angel Face comes from what are known as the Autograph Sessions, which were originally issued on cassette in 1984 but have reappeared many times since. It can currently be found on the I Must Be Crazy album on streaming services. Jerry Shepherd's on this, obviously, John Springate, Tony Leonard, and Andy, we don't know whether Eddie Spence is playing keyboards on this.
No, we're not 100% sure. I always thought he was, but I'm going to try and find out soon, actually, about those particular Glitter Band covers that are on this CD.
You're a child of sweet 16, never made a big time scene.
And one more. This is from John Springate from his CD Glam Rock Review. And you can purchase this still from his website.
The face of an angel, staring at me, face of an angel, face of an angel, face of an angel, angel face of an angel, face of an angel.
On to the cover versions. This track is on YouTube and was recorded back in 1974, only a few months after the Glitter Band's original was in the charts.
You don't know just what I mean. You should see
So that's a guy called Janssen, whose main claim to fame seems to be coming third as Great Britain's representative in Chile's Divina del Mar Song Festival. But not with this song, actually. Although it did appear on the album that he released shortly after the festival's success.
You'll also have to go onto YouTube if you want to sample a little more of what you've just heard. That was Belgium Act Harlem Highways' 1975 version of Angel Face, which is a bit different, a bit funky.
So that one could be more familiar to listeners. It's Belfast The Outcasts, whose version of Angel Face peaked at number 21 in 1980 or 82, I think. So you can find that on streaming services quite easily if you want to have a listen to that in full.
That was Johan Heddenberg, who seems to be quite well known in Sweden as an actor and voice actor. Andy, can you hear a resemblance between that track and one of the John Russell versions we played earlier?
It's funny you say that.
They're pretty similar, aren't they?
Clearly, either one of John's band members at the time or himself has heard that and seen an opportunity, because it didn't do anything in Sweden or anywhere, and I think it's very opportunistic. They obviously liked the way it sounded and have done pretty much the same version. Yes, that's all I can say about that, really.
Well, look, it appears that's the case. Johan Heddenberg's version of Angel Face comes off his one and only album, 1989's UP&A, and that can also be streamed, as can the next track.
That was World Dominatrix from the Blockbuster Glam compilation. Again, you can find that on streaming services, I believe.
You've just listened to the Slingsby Hornets from the 2008 Whatever Happened To release, mostly covers with a few originals. Slingsby Hornets can be streamed, as can the next Angel Face cover.
The face of an angel staring at me, staring at me. Angel face of an angel, angel face of an angel. You got the face of an angel, angel face. Angel face of an angel, angel face of an angel. I'm gonna miss you, my angel face. Hey.
So that's the band called Crazy Noise. I wonder where they got that idea for a name. That was released in 2011, and that can be streamed as well.
And that version of Angel Face comes off a compilation titled 50 Best of Glam Rock. There are about 5 Glitter Band covers on the album, and a song that Jerry Shepherd co-wrote with Mike Leander and Gary Glitter.
I see your picture. What do I see? Face of an angel staring at me, staring at me. Angel face, angel face. You got the cutest angel face. Angel face, angel face. You got the cutest.
That was The Pirate Biker, and if you do a YouTube search, you should be able to find this track in full. Now here are the Infected Virgins, and no, you're not imagining things.
We've been able to find next to nothing about this song. The Infected Virgins appear to be German. The host album is Bitter Fruits, which appeared on streaming services in 2023. Quite a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, if you do want to listen to that in full, my suggestion would be to play it a bit faster at like 1.25 speed. It sounds a bit better than that. Anyway, sorry.
No, that's all right. I'll do that after we finish. We have a last-minute edition, Andy. Found this a couple of days ago, and rather than reconstruct the chronological running order, well, we think it's chronological, don't we? We've done our best.
Yeah.
We'll play this now.
So that's a 1989 version of Angel Face from Austrian act Bates Men. It's recently appeared on YouTube, and hopefully by the time we put this episode, it will still be there.
Hey, Andy,
Yeah.
when did we last chat? Was it about 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Guess what turned up on YouTube yesterday? Another version of Angel Face.
Another one.
Another
Right,
one.
Okay.
Right. Now, what I'll do is, look, we've done our top 5s, okay? So to give you a bit of time, because this might be an addition to yours, possibly. I've cheated and done mine because I've heard the song. We'll play the song for a bit longer, okay? So here's the new one.
Okay.
Du var kär och sexig, never made a viktig scene. Always love to stay at home, never made it on your own. I see your picture, what do I see? The face of an angel, staring at me, staring at me. Angel face, angel face, you got a cutest angel face, angel face, angel face.
That was Harry Twilight.
What?
No, that was Harry Twilight. Harry was a member of Japanese glam rock band Young Parisian from 2016 to 2020. The track can be found on YouTube as well as Bandcamp.
Oh, blimey.
So,
Well done.
but can you believe it? So in the last 3 days, we've found 2 new covers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So how many have we missed? How many have we not found? There must be many more.
yeah, I mean, if anybody knows of any that we haven't listed, and there's some we deliberately haven't listed, but please tell us.
Well, the
'cause
top of the
obviously-
pops ones we've left out, haven't we?
Yeah.
But the thing is, Angel Face is a fairly generic name, so it's actually hard to search for it because you get so many sort of returns coming up. You know. Should we go into our top 5s?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll start with me, which means we finish with your number 1. Well, you might find this hard to believe. My number 5 is Harry Twilight. Oh, it is. Oh, no, look, there's some interesting melodic. It's a demo, yeah, but in the chorus there are some interesting melodic things, and he is Japanese, so it's going to sound. The vocal line will sound different, but I don't mind it. So you're number 5, Andy.
I've gone for the singing pirate biker. I just only really because of the chorusy vocals on it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll just plump for that for the minute. Okay. If I did this in a couple of weeks' time, I'll probably do a different order. But yeah, that's number 5 today.
My number 4 is Infected Virgins. Well, it sounds so silly trying to say that name straight, doesn't it? It just sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
The name, but yeah, I like it. And what I'll do is I'll do that 1.25 trick when I get a chance to. By the way,
then bump it up to 1.5 as well.
Was it okay.
1.25 is a sweet spot.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, Eddie, don't laugh. Remember the pitch shifting stuff that we carried on about?
Oh,
yeah. So anyway, we better move on. So that's my number 4. What's your number 4?
Slingsby Hornets. I like
yeah.
the layered guitar on that. The vocals a bit wet, I think, but yeah, different guitar on that, so that's good.
My number 3 is World Dominatrix, which yeah, I think it just rocks along. It's in parts similar to the original, and in parts it's not, which I quite like, and I think as a whole, I think it works well.
And interestingly enough, World Dominatrix is my 3rd as well. You can't beat a good Dominatrix.
Yeah, well, we better move on. So, now this might surprise you. My number 2 is Harlem Highway, because it's recorded, only a year after the original, and it's a bit funky, it's a bit different, and for that reason, I'll put it at number 2. So you're number 2?
Harlem Highway.
Oh, that's
for the same reasons.
I didn't think that would make your top 5.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I like that version, I have to say.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting now. What's going to be?
It is, because I can't wait to hear your number 1. My number 1 is Slingsby Hornets, because it's yeah, I just like what they've done with it. I think it's sufficiently different, but it's not like they've ruined the song and just said, "Oh, we'll just muck it up and do something, silly." I just like there's some new melodic bits in there, but you can still hear the if you like the bass of the song is still there. So that's my number 1. And I reckon I could guess what yours is, and I reckon yours probably didn't. I reckon yours did not make my top 5.
No, it didn't.
Oh, I think I know which it is. Go on.
Go on then.
I think it's Outcasts.
It is, yeah. Wow.
Well, that was my number 6.
Right. So, I'm not saying it's better than elements of the others at all. I think it's just ingrained in my psyche because when it came out, I was, not excited per se, but pleased to see it covered. And Yeah, I listen to it every now and then. I have to say, I'm not saying it's better than the rest per se. It's just the one I want to choose as number one.
That was the first Glitterband cover that I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'm trying to think how I cannot remember. I think I saw it in an import store here and sort of picked it up and saw the Shepherd Rossell and bought it. And look, at the time, I thought this is great to hear a Glitterband cover, but I don't know. My only small criticism of it, Andy, would be that it's, when you look at them being would you call them a punk new wave type or a new wave punk type act?
Yeah, a bit late for
Yeah,
punk.
and it just sounds a bit like what you'd expect, but it's well done.
crass.
Yeah, but you can't deny that it's well done.
Yeah.
That was fun, Andy.
Yeah, sorry about my uncontrolled humour, giggles and levity about some of the tracks and the names and stuff.
Yeah, well, with one name in particular, it's probably unavoidable.
Yeah.
As we've had such good fun putting our top fives together, it might be nice if maybe a few fans want to do the same thing. So what we'll do in the next week is prepare two playlists. One will be on Spotify and hopefully other streaming services. And the other one will be on YouTube, which will include the tracks that you can only find on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it'd be really nice if on the Glitterband Facebook sites, if possibly people might want to put on their own top fives, Andy.
Yeah, that'd be good. I think the official Facebook page is probably the most suitable to do that because it gets the most traffic, obviously.
Yes, I agree. But there's also, I think, that the 72 to 2024 one, where I think there are a few people on there who may not be on the Facebook, the official site. So we might get a couple of responses there as well. And I tell you what, if we get a significant response, we could compile an overall fan top five list. Andy, are we turning into train spotters, or has that always been the case?
Always been the case, I think.
Yeah, well, fair enough. So this is probably a good place to stop. We'll finish with the live version of Angel Face that was recorded in Newcastle's TNT's TV studios in December 74. The recording was made just after John Rossell left the band, which is a pity because it would have been nice to hear a good quality live version of Angel Face with the original six-piece band. It's still great, and we're lucky to have it, Andy.
Yeah, we are. That's a good track. Good performance.